Welcome to our Teaching for Success Inclusive Series podcast. I'm your host, Rosa Kemerembe. In this space, we explore the heart of what makes learning environments truly work for every single mind and every single voice. Today, we're diving into a topic that is, for me, deeply personal. We're talking about language, not just language as a subject, but language as an identity, language as a memory, language as connection, and specifically the quiet, echoing space that opens up when you feel that connection start to fray. I want to share a story with you. It's a story about 3 generations of connection and disconnect in my life. My late grandmother, my late mother, and my late mother-in-law. My grandmother was the keeper of our family history. Her voice to me was the sound of home. It was a voice that held the comfort of absolute understanding. But here is my truth. When I spoke to her, our conversations were led with a careful, painful politeness. I understood almost every word she said in our language, but responding, that's where I faltered. My sentences were simple. My grammar, often childish. I would search for words, and the complex, beautiful proverbs she used, the ones that carried the wisdom of generations, floated past me. I couldn't catch them and send them back to her. So after a few minutes of my halting speech, she would laugh and gently correct me, sometimes playfully trying to speak English, a language foreign to her. In that switch, something shifted. I received her love, but I missed her wisdom. That was the first cost. Then there was my mother, my beloved mother. She spoke to me mostly in our mother tongue, Runyankole. Her voice is a constant loving stream of our heritage, but with a generosity I now see as a double-edged sword. She never insisted I reply in Runyankole. She allowed me always to respond in English. She wanted to make things easy for me, to meet me where I was. She never pressured her children to be fluent in her language or our language. Her love was unconditional, and she accepted my English replies as our unique dialogue. A generosity I now deeply regret. And then my mother-in-law. Her story is the most final. She spoke only a few words of English. Our relationship was meant to live entirely in the landscape of our shared mother tongue. But with her, there were no switches, no easy exits. My lack of fluency built a tangible silent wall. Our conversations were functional about food, health, and the children. But the deep talks, the sharing of stories, the quiet jokes that weave a family together, those were impossible. I could see in her eyes a wealth of personality, of humor, of a life she wanted to share with me. But I didn't have the linguistic tools to unlock that door. When she passed away, I mourned not just her, but every conversation we never got to have. That silence is now permanent. This is the human reality between language loss. It's the missed proverb with a grandmother, the untranslatable joke with a mother, and the entire silent relationship with a mother-in-law. It's the wisdom that evaporates because the channel to carry it has rusted shut. And now I'm living with the consequences because I was never pushed to practice my mother tongue. So my fluency is stunted. And now, as a mother myself, I face a heartbreaking wall. I cannot teach my own children to speak my language fluently. The very channel that carried my mother's love is now choked, and I cannot clear it enough to pass that stream on. My great fear is that in my lineage, our language will become a ghost. But this story isn't just about loss. It's about reclamation and about understanding the incredible science of why our first language is our foundation. What we now know is that being strong in your first language is the best foundation for learning any other language. Think of your mother tongue as the deep, strong root system of a tree. English or French or Spanish are the branches that grow from that solid anchor. Without the roots, the new growth is fragile. When a child has a rich vocabulary in their home language, they already understand how language works. They possess metalinguistic awareness. So when they approach English, they're not learning what a question is. They are learning how to form it in a new code. They are transforming skills, not starting from zero. And the benefits of multilingualism are stunning. The multilingual brain is a nimble, exercised brain. It's constantly practicing executive functions, switching between one language and another, solving problems in flexible ways. This is linked to better focus, creativity, and empathy. So what do we do? How do we stop that language erosion? First, we change the narrative for parents. Speaking your mother tongue at home is not a hindrance, parents. Let your children speak their mother tongue at home. It is the very engine of your child's success. Fill your house with its sounds and yes, gently insist on the reply in your mother tongue. Second, we demand inclusive classrooms. A truly inclusive classroom doesn't just tolerate a child's language, it views it as a resource for the entire class. And for those of us like me on a journey of reclamation, standing between a generation we couldn't fully speak to and a generation we fear we cannot teach, we practice, we stumble, we keep going. Every word we reclaim is a brick to build a bridge for our children. I am honoring my mother's love by trying to complete the circle that she started. Language is a vessel of love for memory. When we protect a language, we protect a people's heart. Thank you for listening. Next time, we continue with the multilingual learner coach, Elizabeth B., our guest speaker, in our next podcast for practical strategies on supporting first languages. A conversation you won't want to miss. Until then, I'm Rosa Kemirembe. Keep speaking, keep learning, keep honoring your unique voice.